Good morning and welcome to the Legit Real Estate Podcast. I am TJ Ciolfi. I'm here this morning with Holly Regoli. Good morning.
Good morning.
You look lovely as always.
No makeup today because I'm doing planting and stuff that I'm
I mean, if
determined.
you could look like that without any makeup, then don't even buy it anymore.
I appreciate that. It's all the Mary Kay products I've been using since I was like 10. But
So,
I
speaking of how
guess
people look, I saw you in person yesterday. How did I look, Holly?
you
Why don't
look
you tell
like
the
an
people
old
how good
man.
I look?
You look like an old man. We were dying. You walked by and you're wearing, okay, here's the visual. So we usually see your cap and your hoodie. You're walking by in basketball shorts. Now, mind you, this is in the real estate office. Basketball shorts, a t-shirt, and socks and sliders on, but hunched over like an old man. What the hell's going on?
Well, I could not put on appropriate clothing because I could not bend over and get back up. So I was in that hunched position. So when it was time to get dressed, I had to grab things I could throw on the floor and then use my hand to like drag them up because like there was no way I was putting on a pair of slacks. It just wasn't going to happen. I hurt my back pretty bad and I hurt it picking up a towel. So I went to pick up a towel. I turned a little bit to the left and I heard a snap, crackle, pop. And that was it. I'm on day 3 of like, I can't walk.
So I know
It's not even,
for, huh?
it's not even walking, it's getting up from a seated position. I have to like grab onto like 5 different things. But when I saw you guys in the office, I was thinking if I went in at that time, I could sneak in and out and no one would even see me. And here
Nope.
you guys are,
Me and
like
Dana,
right.
we had to drag you in. Hey, I tried to show you some
I
stretches.
know you made me nervous. You got on the floor. I would still be there.
No, all right.
Oh,
So I know I'm laughing. Now I know you're only like 5 years older than me, but this has happened to me before as well. And I'm not old like you are. No, no, you're not old. I can't say that. My husband's the same age as you, and he like pulls a freaking propane hose all day long and you tweak something, you freaking it sucks. I have it runs in my family where my mom said we have degenerated disc disorder that runs in the family, and like she's got a bad back. My brother has a bad back. My grandmother. So there have been times where it's like if I'm not working out and I'm not moving and I guess feeding my discs from walking and whatever and moving, if I go to pick up something heavy, it could be groceries, it could be my freaking bag with my like laptop or my pocketbook or whatever, and you move the wrong way, I have put myself out. And it happened. I was in my 30s, like good, actually, maybe even before 30. It sucks.
it's the worst. And you know why? I don't like the attention. Like I don't like people looking at me and I don't like to answer how you doing. Like I was never one of those people that would wear like the big ankle cast like so everyone can see my broken ankle. Like I'd
Mm.
rather like I'd rather suffer. But with the back you can't really hide it. And we had baseball both nights this week and like I had to get there an hour early and like stretch and work myself into a position where I could just stand up and people wouldn't notice. Like I couldn't
Hmm.
sit during the game. I had to stand because if I sat, I couldn't get back up. And yeah,
It's
so
not
I'm heavily
easy.
medicated. Um, we're recording at 9:30 Eastern. By the time this is done, before you even like the file saves, I'm already sleeping because I'm
Because you're
on
on
like
so much medication.
so many pills, just
But
so many pills.
and I'll tell you what though, like I said, I really don't think it has a whole lot to do with age. I was actually doing a really good job working on getting in shape. So where this was, I managed to get to running. I was running almost every day and I got my mile down to like 8 minutes and 38 seconds. And I was like, holy crap, I've never in my life run that far. So it was Christmas Eve, I want to say, Christmas Eve day. I was walking on my treadmill and I'm like, I don't feel like running today. I'm going to walk, but I'm going to walk on an incline.
Yep.
That screwed me up so bad. We are now in June. I have maybe run two or three times since then because I went a whole month where it triggered like a sciatic thing where I've never had that before. I couldn't stand up or sit down without being in excruciating pain from walking on an
It's the
incline.
worst.
Yeah.
And they say it'll be like, well, you have tight hamstrings. I've always had tight hamstrings. So you got to stretch more. I get it. And then they're like, well, you got to lose some weight. Of course, everyone's got to lose some weight. Like, there's a million reasons, but when it happens, none of those reasons matter. It's like, this sucks.
Hmm.
And, my kids are making fun of me. I got you making fun of me. Can't go nowhere.
I'm
It's
sorry.
just,
You just look like an old man and you're not old.
no, but and when you hunch over, it's like, oh man, everyone's going to see me. I don't know.
Yeah.
I tried everything. I got this little like vibrating muscle pounder thing that the kids got me for Christmas, and
Yep.
like it works, but it beats the muscle up to the point where it's so weak that I'm even more weak than before, but it doesn't hurt. So anyway, we're getting through it. What are we gonna do?
All right.
Nothing.
Here that kind of leads me into kind of something I wanted to talk about. You inspired me. It's funny when people think of realtors, they think of, okay, we're gonna put your stuff on the MLS, we're gonna show your house. We're gonna help you with the inspections. And on the buyer side, yeah, we're gonna show you houses, but no one thinks about the other things that we do that require physical activity. So I wanted to talk about some of those things that go on behind the scenes that people might not think about realtors as. And I mean, granted, it's not always required for us to do this, but a lot of times just to get the deal done, we've got to do it. Obviously, you've got do you install your own signposts?
No, I used
No.
to, but not anymore. No. I use the good heavy wood ones, and I don't have a truck for it.
Yeah, I don't I love the new PVC ones. I used to use the metal ones you stick in the ground that are just they're small, but I started going into I love the white, like they're sharp looking and they have the hanging sign and they're not badly priced. It's like, I don't know, $100 for two of them online, or I bought one from someone handmade here. That was like $100 for one. But what I love about them is they've got these posts that you just basically you take the post and you bang it in the ground and then you slide it on like a tube and stuff. And it has
Oh,
worked great.
so
It's
you're not banging the actual PVC.
no.
It's gonna, and then it kind of fits around it. That's good. That's
Yeah.
cool.
I like those a lot. So what it requires is I have to carry a sledgehammer, or for the longest time I was using a bocce a bocce ball thingy that you hit with
Come on.
and
Yeah.
and my husband was like, "That's my dad's. He's been missing that." And here I am from banging the damn metal thing around. It's all like chipped and melted and it's the metal showing on it. I was like, "But it's worked." Now it sucks in the winter when you're trying to like bang it in, or if you're in a rocky area and stuff like that. Or the other day I was banging one in the ground and it was great. The grass was perfect, but I couldn't get the damn thing to stay up straight. It just kept leaning. So I had to actually put it on
Also,
an
it was too soft.
angle.
Was it
Huh?
was it because too soft?
It was soft and it just kept wanting to lean. So I actually had to put it in on a backwards angle and get it in there. But I found my sledgehammer, and now my sledgehammer's in the back of my car. I've got extra screw guns and zip ties and stuff because when we have windy days, so we have to go check on our signs. I've had signs over on like Route 6, which is a busy road in Johnston, and we had a wicked windstorm and my sign took off, which
I'll tell you,
reminds
I
me.
had one on Bishop Hill, and the sign was like six houses down.
Yeah. Oh, I
It was a
went
ride, and it
my
looked like it got shot in a drive-by because there's so many cars kicking up the
uh-huh.
when they salt all those that rock salt's on the ground and the cars are kicking it up. Like the sign, I had to get rid of it. It was just beat to hell, and I'm like, this is terrible. I made it through that listing, and I had to get rid of the sign because it looked like it was shot.
My sign didn't make it. I had it on Route 6 and it hit a windstorm and I went and I found like a corner of my sign, like this chunk taken off and then the like it was broken. It was run over. I was like, "Oh my God, I hope it didn't damage anybody's car."
Yeah, really.
But those things get taken by like sales. And I'm thinking now, I put my sign up on Friday. And I actually was camping this weekend at URI on a big open field, and our tents took off. The wind was so bad, they pulled out of the ground and took off.
Oh my goodness. Obviously not with anyone in it, but then you had to go collect all your stuff.
Yeah, well, the tents were closed, so this all the stuff that was in it was like so first my tent took off and I wasn't there, but one of the other leaders was at the site and staked down the tent, but you get it and like everything's all over each other. Then I'm at the site and I was like, I didn't want to leave the site. All my girls were out delivering food to the athletes, and I was like, I didn't want to leave the site, and I'm like, oh, let me take a video of this. The wind was so bad it was making one of the smaller dome tents go flat to the ground and then bounce up. So I'm taking a video of it, and all of a sudden, like the other tent that had like six other girls in it just took off. And there was another scout troop on the field that were hanging out and stuff. They ran over and helped me, thank God, to put it down because I was the only one there. But it makes me think, shit, I put my sign up on Friday. I have no idea. Like my client didn't tell me that it blew away, but I should probably call her and be like, is my sign still there?
Sometimes they don't. It's like you'll get I've showed up to houses before to show it and my sign's on the ground or like put on the side of the stairs or like put in a safe place. And it's like, first of all, you couldn't just walk up and just hang the two hooks, man. This is not really, it's not NASA level engineering, right? Just put
Hmm.
the two hooks or at least give me a call or a text and be like, your sign's floating down Middle Spring Avenue. Like, do
Yeah.
me a solid. But yeah, no, installing signposts, I don't do, but I've moved so many people.
Hmm.
Like, get there for the walkthrough and there's still stuff left behind. I always make sure my trunk is empty because I'm forever coming home with people's garbage. And thank God I live in Johnston. They take anything.
Hmm.
And people don't factor that in. But like, yeah, I've lifted boxes and boxes and boxes and boxes and boxes on moving trucks and whatnot. And like, you like to dress not for that. And like once my pores open up, it's over and I'm like just sweating for the rest of the day. So I prefer not to, but yeah, there's a lot of times where we have to do stuff that's outside of the scope of like what people think we do.
Yeah, I showed up. There was one time I showed up to a house and it was in Woonsocket. So Woonsocket's one of those towns that have you've got your bin and you've got your recycle bin and your trash bin. And if you don't use those, if things are outside of it and you don't have like special stickers from the town, they won't pick it up. And I showed up and I found out like that week of closing that my clients were no longer going to be together. One was moving to Florida and one was moving to North Carolina. So they didn't need any of their furniture. So I show up on like closing day and like the whole sidewalk and front lawn is filled with stuff they're not taking. So I was like, okay. I have a trailer that my dad had actually, it was an old camper frame and he built a trailer and then I built it up more because with the flipping stuff, it was so much easier to just throw stuff in there and whatnot. So I went home, I got that and I filled it up. My tenant to this day still has the huge three-piece sectional, beautiful leather couch that they got rid of. My mom has one of their hutches, like, and then the rest of it. And then I called the trash company and had them come like one of the like pick up, it was like $900 for them to pick up the trash. My clients took care of it,
Yeah.
but there's stuff like you don't think of, like there's that. And I have clients that like they're super busy. I have a listing right now, and I'm like, if you need me, I'm like, I'm telling you, I will be here. I'll help you move. I'll help you pack stuff up because they're moving to Florida, like from Rhode Island. And I'm like, and if you need me to help paint and stuff like that, I've helped people paint. I've gotten up on freaking ladders to try to paint stuff that comes back in an FHA inspection that's like, well, there's peeling paint over there, you know.
A lot of I've done it a number of times, six or more times with the FHA. And I'll even tell them if I have an FHA buyer, I'll even tell them when I write the offer, like anything FHA flags, I'll just do it. Because
Mhm.
usually it's a handrail or it's painting. It's like I can do both of those things. Let's not use that against my client. Like whatever it is, if you're worried about it, I'll get to it. And I've had good success with that. But
Mhm.
when they actually call your bluff and you got to go out there and paint, it sucks.
It
Like
does.
that's
It
the
does.
day now. Once I get covered in paint, I can't go to the office. Like I can't. I'm done for the day. That's my day. My day was painting your fence. And what did you give me? Nothing. Not even a bottle of water half the time.
It, but it closes the deal. It gets it done. I've had
Yep.
mostly on the seller side, but I will go in on the buyer side. If I have an FHA buyer, I'll say, listen, if anything comes up in the FHA side of things, we'll take care of it. Like within certain parameters. But we did that as a buyer. I had such a difficult buyers. I had a client that was a buyer, and we had such a difficult tenant that the owner had. It was one of those like again, the like we buy houses for cash companies came in to buy a house from somebody, but they were just, it was one of the shady ones. And
Hmm.
the tenant would not let us in there to do stuff. So the appraiser pulled out, was like, oh, you need this, you need a handrail. And there was some peeling paint spots and stuff like that, but we couldn't do anything until the tenant got out. So we went and installed the handrail finally, and I went in and I don't care what it looks like as long as it's not peeling. I'll go through and I have so much paint left over and I'm just hitting all the spots and taking care of it because it's like you got to do what you got to do to get it closed.
Hmm. You have to.
Yeah.
Of course, it's still frustrating, and it's even more frustrating when it's like inspection stuff where you know your client's going to be a pain in the ass. I don't know if this ever happened to you, but I have it right now where my client, not that he's being a pain in the ass, but they installed the hot water tank, but they didn't put the drip pan underneath it.
Oh, jeez.
And like, I know the guy's not going to close without the pin underneath it. And I know that all it requires is me to tip the thing and slide the pin under. And I know this guy's going to make me drive to like Coventry to do it instead of just wait until he buys it and do it himself.
This is your
And like,
buyer?
yeah, it gets under my skin a little bit. I feel like people will take advantage. Like, if they saw my back yesterday, maybe they wouldn't even ask me.
Hmm.
But because I generally look like I'm in good health, they're like, well, you do it then. You're getting paid X amount.
Yeah. Well, you know what
It's
though?
kind
I've had most of my clients don't expect those things and are super appreciative when I do that. I've had more of that where they're like, "Wow, I didn't expect you to do that." I had one client that bought a house and I remember like I was working very closely with the real estate agent that was selling the house. His clients were super elderly and not in good shape at all, and they had junk, just so much junk in there. And so my client, the buyer, had rented a dumpster, and I was over there just helping her clear stuff out of there and throw stuff in the dumpster. And she's like, "You really don't have to do this." I showed up at her house and helped her like pack and move, but it's like she is such a single mom working like th two or three jobs, like one of them being like an ambulance driver, like for the local town, like super like just stand up person, and like she doesn't have time for all this, and she was in such a terrible spot where the house she was living in, she was renting,
of. Hmm.
and what happened first? The boiler went down. The boiler went down, and they were told it couldn't be repaired. So she was using electric space heaters to try to, and this is winter, we're in like December. She's using electric
Yeah.
space heaters to try to heat the house. And then the uh wire, what was it? The box that led to the house, the electric box caught on fire and like exploded. And so she had no heat and no electric, and like all the pipes froze, and like she had to go someplace temporarily. So we were trying to
Hmm.
like get her into this other house, and like so we were over there trying to move all her stuff out of the house with no heat or anything and the frozen pipes. It was such a terrible situation. And this was all like happened around Christmas time.
That's the worst.
Yeah.
That's just the worst. It's just you seeing someone in that position, and that's what makes us say yes.
Yeah.
Because how can you go home knowing that that person's going to deal with that problem?
Yep. And she
You
was
know,
beyond grateful. She was so grateful. You know, it's the ones that ask and ask and ask that don't really care. You know,
they
there was
just
the
want to
other
see
one.
how much they can get out of you. How much can I get out of you? I hate that when they have that approach. That's what makes me resent them.
Yeah.
Like, how much shit can I suck out of this guy?
Yeah.
I'll tell you one I have. Now, if you can't see down here, you've never been to my house, right?
No.
I have, I don't know, let's say about 500 books, right?
Hmm.
One day, my friend Paula, who's a realtor, said she was selling a hoarder house, but they hoarded books. So in my head, I'm like, okay, I want all the books. I'll take them. I'll pick the ones I want, and then I'm gonna sell the other books. Because if I have 5,000 books and they're a buck a piece, that's $4,000 for me selling books, right? But I tell you that books, the amount of steps up and downstairs Paula and I took, we filled up her husband's pickup truck like 3 times. Books on top of books on top. My whole garage, we couldn't park in the garage, nothing. I was exhausted. My back was broken. My knees hurt. Come to find out, you can't sell books like that.
Nope.
They're not easy to sell.
You
You
can't
have to
even
have
give
like,
them away half the time.
lucky for me, I sold a house, and the girl during the walkthrough, she was this really, really quiet buyer I had. Her mother did most of the talking, but she was a doll. And we're in the basement, and it was a concrete basement. And she's, I think I'm going to build a library down here. Are you? I said, well, how would you like about 5,000 books? She was so grateful. But now I had to carry all the books to her house. Uh, the nightmare summer that was. And she still has them. She has them
That's
all
so funny.
cataloged.
That's so
Yeah.
funny. You know, the other thing, and it's funny because I'm doing this now, right? So I live in the woods and I have, when we bought the house, I was lucky we had perennial, like a perennial garden in front of the house and stuff like that. And then I actually like, my last flip I had, oh, I was like, oh, I like these flowers. So I dug some of the perennials up and I brought them back. But the thing with perennials is they grow and expand and get bigger and bigger and multiply. So I haven't like really weeded my stuff in a while. And this year I'm literally doing bed by bed and like if I've got extra iris that just kind of spread, I'm like digging it all up and like consolidating it. And I literally have a whole bunch of plants just sitting in my driveway. And I'm like digging up hosta, I'm digging up iris, I'm digging up like all this stuff. And so one of my clients that bought a house in December, I got together with them a couple weeks ago because they got married and I wanted to get them a little something. So we got together and I was like, Don't go buying anything," because they live, it's still rural, but it's a very cleared piece of land. I was like, and I have just woods and so much stuff. I said, do not buy anything. I have hosta, I have iris, I've got peonies, I've got mint, I've got all this stuff. So, and I said, all these things, I go to the store and I look at these maple trees and oak trees that they got and they're like, in a pot for like 40 or $50. Those are weeds at my house. Those are weeds. So I have to take them out at my house. So like, and every year, and I posted it recently, I'm like, I'll post on Facebook. I'm like, if you're going to the store to buy trees and plants and stuff, do not buy them. Ask me first because if you want, you can come dig up my weeds and it's free. You just have to. So one of my friends came today to pick up a bunch of hosta. One of my clients, well, actually, she was a client who's now a realtor in our office. Stephanie
How do you
actually
spell
had
it? Hosta?
hosta,
HOS?
HOSTA, yeah.
Let me see.
So
Oh, yeah, I got this.
yeah, and they
Yeah,
multiply.
it grows like out of control.
Yep.
You got to
So
trim them. You got to cut those stems. They grow up wicked, wicked high. I got them all around the pool. Yeah. Oh, I didn't
yes.
know that was called.
So Stephanie's got her first listing in Little Compton. It's coming up, and they did a flip. It's a flip. So I said, "Do you need any plants?" I said because, and I sent her pictures of all these. She's like, "Oh my God, yeah." She's like, "This is perfect timing. Come pick them up today." So I'm like, that's my goal today. When we're done recording, I'm gonna go out and dig out all the extra stuff I have and put it over there. And between my clients and my friends, they're gonna come pick it up. But that's, these are all just a little, and I don't mind going to plant and doing that stuff, and helping them because it's nice when they appreciate it.
It is. It is. But some people don't have awareness. So this happened 2 sales ago. I show up to meet the fire alarm guy, and I'm wearing I generally wear 3 shirts, right? I got a gray home shirt from my brokerage, a red one, and a white one, right?
Hmm.
When I wear the white one, I don't even drink coffee that day. Like it's white. It's icy white. I drink water and that's it. Like
Hmm.
I come home if I'm gonna eat lunch, the shirt comes off. Like I'm not ruining this damn shirt. It's beautiful. Anyway, this guy sees me get out of the car and I'm wearing the white shirt with tan slacks. And doesn't he have the nerve to ask me to help him dig up a plant so he could take it? It was like his aunt's house. His aunt was selling the house. She was 103. I made a mention to her before. So it was his aunt, but he was like 70 years old. And he's like, "Can you help me dig up this plant?" And I'm like in icy white. And it was like, "Really, buddy? Like, that's not my job right now. It's
Yeah.
not." Did
But
I do it? Yeah, I did.
but
Yeah, I
of
did.
course he's a poor old guy that needs a little bit of help and you're young and spry and he thought maybe you could help him.
Yeah, but then I don't like to come. I don't. It's my white shirt, man.
Yeah.
People don't
I
give a
don't
damn.
wear white. I don't have things. If I have something that's
I'm
white,
wearing white right now.
Well, but it doesn't stay white. This isn't true white because I have well water and I have hard water. So this is a
Uh,
dingy white. So I don't wear anything that's white that I expect to stay white. Like I'll buy it, but it doesn't stay white because of my well water. And
so my white polo, I try not to even wash it. Like I don't even want it to touch other things. I only wear it like certain times. I'm particular about that. Oh, do me a favor. While you mentioned hard water, you're going to teach me, and you're going to teach people who are listening right now. And I know we don't have a ton of time, but we have enough time for this. Can you tell me what hard water is and what it does and how you treat it?
so I'm not an expert at this by any means, but I did have my water tested a couple years ago because I was like, you know what? None of my clothes stay white. Like they just, I have a lot of
Was that
minerals
your
in,
hint?
huh?
Does it do anything to the tile in the bathtub or anything, or is it mostly just the clothes?
So it's not terrible. Like I don't have terrible like marks along the water. I have seen some people that end up with like green or brown stains around their stuff. I think when they tested my water, they said I have a lot of iron in my water. I do have a whole house filter that I use, and
Mhm.
I love Dan from OK He Pumps. He's the one that came out and tested my water, and he's like, you could do a water softening system. So I could do that, but my water closet in the basement where my water comes in and my expansion tank and everything are is literally just the size of a closet. Now, if I want to put a whole system in, I actually have to build a bigger closet so I can fit that stuff in. And it's going to be probably somewhere around $800 to $1,200. And then you have tanks that you put the salt in and it softens your water. And obviously, I think it would be better for your skin. It'll be softer water. Like I think that we get drier skin and stuff from the harder
When you
water.
run water, if both of us took a glass of water into the office, would they? It would look the same, right?
Yeah, and mine will taste better than yours because you have city water, right? Or
I
do you not
do.
have, do you have city or well?
No, I have city. I have a well,
Yeah.
but I have city water.
Yeah. So my kids are water snobs. Like we love our water. It's delicious.
Well, North Providence water is the best. I live in Johnson, so I won't drink the water. But when I go to my father's house, I'll drink that North Providence water. It's like has a flavor. It's delicious. I'm a water snob
Really?
too.
Yeah.
I'll drink Golden Springs. I won't drink that freaking the blue the Aquafina. Like I'm just not
Mhm.
drinking. It's disgusting. It's not even water.
No, we have our well water is yummy. It's fine. But what was kind of concerning is I just had my pool water tested and I brought it down to have it tested and they're like, you have a lot of metal in your pool. And I'm like, what? And they're like, it's coming up as you have high copper in your pool water. And I was like, well, I did fill part of it from my hose, but why the heck would it be copper? I do have copper pipes. So now I'm wondering, I'm like, should I have my water tested again? Because I'm like, I understand if it's high iron, whatever. We need iron in our bodies anyway, right? But if it's higher copper, I don't know. I will say my appliances don't last very long that run water through it.
Yeah,
I'm on
talked
my
about
third
that.
washing machine in 12 years. The it just with having a harder water, I think it does a not great for your appliances. But I'm
Huh.
not an expert by any means. I just know that I can't have white clothes and my
Well, white
appliances don't
clothes,
last.
and we're gonna have a 3 year cycle on the dishwasher. Yeah, that came up during my last inspection. They got it tested, and it was high for fluoride, but they said you have hard water, and we were talking about treatments, and I'm just not well versed in it. I no.
But I'm not concerned. Like it's not a health thing. You're really looking for coliform and E. coli and bacteria and stuff
Yeah,
in like
I did one that
radon.
had fecal matter in it. Yeah, that was interesting to
Ugh.
tell the sellers that like you have traces of fecal matter in your water that
Now,
you've been
was
drinking.
it fecal matter because it's E. coli and coliform, and it can get confused where they think that it's fecal matter, but it's not. Was it definitely fecal matter?
I don't know, but I know the treatment was only like $200 and it was fine. So
Yeah,
whatever it was kind of an easy fix. But it just sounds terrible to hear it. Like if
it
that's
is.
you, I wouldn't want to hear that.
I had a client that got confused between E. coli and coliform. So the thing came back that it had coliform in it, and they were freaking out. They're like, "Well, I don't want E. coli," and I'm glad that the other agent was like, no, this is just coliform because I wasn't paying as much attention and I was like, oh, they said E. coli, but I didn't look at it and see. But coliform is so common in wells. If you have a house that's sat there or if you get extra high rainwater and you've got a well that's sitting below the ground, bacteria can get in. And that's basically all it is. It is super easy to take care of. I've actually chlorinated multiple wells because I had a guy that like I paid to have him do it, and then we had to do more work to it. And he's like, if you want to just do it yourself, this is what you do. And it's a matter of basically pouring a gallon of bleach into your well and taking a hose and running it from your well expansion tank or one of your spigots back into the well until you smell chlorine coming out of the hose. You let it sit there for like 24 hours and then you flush it. Like that's how you get rid of the bacteria. But you got to open
Really?
all the faucets and let it come through the faucets and all that stuff too. It's easy and it saves you a couple $100.
That sounds scary that we're gonna put some bleach inside our well and then we're gonna drink out of that well eventually.
No, but then you run it out. So you know the chlorine strips that you use for the pool?
Yeah.
So
It
you
just
just
tests to make sure it's not.
you run it out until you don't have any chlorine left. And I
Hmm.
mean, some places put freaking how much chlorine have you drank swimming in a pool or as a kid and like,
Oh,
you
if
know,
you go to a hotel pool, you can like you're saturated in chlorine at these
yeah.
hotels. They just bang the shit out of it. Yeah, I actually have to do that today. That's one of my jobs today. But I mean, if they tell me I have to carry 8 gallons of chlorine, like you're gonna have to carry it for me. Like I can't do it.
Yeah, I gotta go to the pool store. I gotta go get retested too and see, make
A
sure I got
little
all the
high school
metals
girl that
out.
works at the pool score is gonna do it for me.
There you
We only
go.
have about a minute. We only have about a minute left, Miss Holly. Where
So I'm
can the
gonna
people find us?
so we are the Legit Real Estate Podcast, and we are
Mm.
on YouTube and Spotify and everywhere else that you can find your podcasts. If you can't find us, let me know. Like I listen to us on Amazon Music. And then please like and subscribe so you know when our stuff is coming out. Rate us so that they put us in front of more people because that helps. And if you want to come on our show, want to have any ideas for our show, we love having guests. And you can email us at the legit real estate podcast at gmail.com.
Awesome. People should come on just so they have something to share on social media.
Yeah,
We're
it's
fun.
fun. It's lots
We
of
don't put
fun.
pressure on these people that come. When we get a third person here, we don't put a ton of pressure on them. It's not an interrogation.
No, it's a conversation. It's fun. I like
Just,
it. All right. Well, have a
all
great
right. You
day.
have a good day. I'm going to be sleeping by the time you start digging up plants. I promise you that.
All right. Well, don't go too far because I got to give you a call. Thanks.
Oh,
Bye.
my phone's upstairs. Give me 5 minutes to get out there.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.